welcome everybody to semi-finals action here at the Australian Padel Open. We have a absolute cracker of semi-final in front of us today. Just started. Just to introduce the teams across, we've got Bo and Marcella out of the Netherlands, taking on Nuria and Carla. Nuria's from Spain but does live in Melbourne, Australia, so we've adopted her as a hometown girl. Nuria is in blue with the Wilson racket. Carla, her partner, is serving right now. Carla's actually from the north of Spain as well. She's 17 and a very good prospect for the future of Padel. Superstar, growing up, playing a long time, and a really good partner for Nuria, who's got great hands, been on the Aussie Padel Tour scene for a year or two now, always does well in the big international tournaments, very good tennis player. Been playing a bit of pickleball as well lately, but her true passion is from her homeland of Padel, and just got started here. Fantastic tops and backhand volley there from Nuria, two-hander, borrowed from her tennis career obviously. A lot of the girls we're seeing these days with the two-hander. It's becoming more normalised. Also in the last couple of matches yesterday in the quarterfinals, quite a few of the international teams and the Aussies with two-handers as well. So it seems to be adopted more and more as tennis players come across into the paddle community. Introducing the Dutch duo, Bo and Marcella. Bo's been playing paddle for 2 or 3 years now, fairly new to the scene. Plays out of Amsterdam in an academy that Marcella also plays at. Marcella's very well known to the paddle community. She's ranked 72 in the world, a regular competitor on the Premier Padel Tour. During COVID, got back into paddle, oscillated between tennis and paddle, like lots of competitors do. Absolute weapons on both sides, and huge smash. So, Bo before was having a little chat to me and said that she's quite excited to be playing with Marcella, a lot of experience, and when you're playing week in, week out with the Premier Padel level players, you pick up some very good traits that allow you to find a way to win and use the weapons you need to use. Bo serving now. on serve here today in sunny Sydney, Australia. Perfect blue skies out today. Great conditions, not too much wind here. Such good hands Nerea has. Carla's got a huge smash as well, actually. Both sides of the court. In fact, all four players here have big smashes, so you'll see that being utilised today. Players being a little hesitant to lob when your opposition has a big smash. So all four players with big smashes, Nerea as well, Carla, Bo and Marcella. So you'll see a lot of flat balls going across the net, I'd imagine, today, or very deep lobs, like that one from Carla then. Looking to break here, the combination from Spain of Carla and Nerea. Love 40. 4 break points with the golden point or short juice. 15-40. Bow to serve. Two more shots at it here. Sun also facing Dutch pair right now, so you may see some high lobs going up. We've got a break in serve here. Fantastic early start from the Spanish pair. Really taking it to them early, very aggressive. Whilst Carla's quite small in stature, she's got an absolute rocket of an arm. The players' talk's been all over that concept over the last few days, complimenting her on how big her game is. Combination of skills and speed off the racket makes life very difficult for the young Spanish prospect opposition going forward. Big crowd building up behind me here also. The women's semi-finals in full effect here. Massive smash from Carla again. Anything short, lob-wise, he's absolutely taken care of. And for a right side player, that's quite rare to have a smash that big. Two-hander from Marcella again. You'll see that feature a fair bit today. (30-15). In the change of ends, I'll give you a quick update in regards to the other match going on the other outside court. Great work from Bo getting forward there to put that smash away. Conditions aren't too fast here. I'd say medium conditions in regards to smashing balls out, and this return there from Bo. Still a break point here. Wow, stuck that volley. What a volley there. Known for those fast hands in regards to volley duels. You really don't want to get into a volley duel with Nureo. She's known on the circuit here as somebody that really can stick a volley. Golden point, I think we are. There's Carla again. Gee, she's impressive coming forward. Moves super well as well. With a big game. Consolidated the break. Nureo and Carla. 4-1, great start. Couldn't expect a better start out here today against the #1 seeds in this tournament. Mostly due to Marcella's high FIP points, high FIP ranking, playing qualifications in first round, second rounds of the Premier Padel Tour gets you accelerated points, meaning that when you come here to the Cupra Padel Tour in these FIP Silver, FIP Gold type of events, your points really do translate well and accelerate you up the seeding schedule. Quite a few international teams out this year for the FIP Silver here in Sydney, Australia. Other semi-final on court 5, also starting 11 a.m. Makey and Janine, again Dutch duo, taking on Catherine and Amy from Great Britain. Catherine came out last year and took home the prize. Back again with her partner, Catherine Rose. Amy Gibson from Great Britain. She's #1 in Great Britain. Catherine's #3, as I understand it. Both doing super well and love coming out here and experiencing the summer in Australia. Score update there is the Brits are up 3-2 over the Dutch on the other court next to us here. Back on centre court. Great hands there from Marcella again. Tried to put the ball away, didn't quite get there. Nureo came forward. Marcella serving. Really important right now for the Dutch duo to consolidate here and bank another game after the break last time round. .30 love. Really good trademark Babora there from Marcella again. You can really see why she has that 72 in the world ranking. Great game from Marcella and Bo. 4-2 now. Really starting to settle into this set, figuring the other team out, working out the patterns. You'll see them having a chat at the break, strategically trying to work out where to go, what the wind's doing. Set two-hander from Nuera again. Really high quality volleys here. Love 15. Carla to serve. All. Is that smash again from Carla? Safe as houses, that one. 30-15. Marcelo returns. Carla sprays a volley out long. 30 all. Dutch is really looking to break back here. Just pushed it a little bit too long there. Nuera had a chance to really drive that fast for Bora to the corner, just out, and break point to the Dutch duo here, Marcella and Bo. Off the hook for now. Short juice though format, as we mentioned before. Premier Padel Tour 2025 goes back to long juice. This tournament caught the tail end of 2024, even though it's 2025, so short juice or golden point. Good body language from the girls. Saving break points there, two of them. 5-2 now. Nuera and Carla. Spanish girls. 4-2 other semi-final to the Brits against the Dutch. Catherine Gibson, Amy Rose. Let's run you through the format for today. We'll have a commentary going here on court 6, and I'll be joined in the commentary box by a couple of ex-players probably and some other guest commentators. Following this match, which is the women's semi-final, we'll have the men's semi-final. We've got Spanish pair, Joel Oliveira Palos and Guillem Figueroa Santiago. Spanish pair, seated 4th here at the Aussie Padel Open. Against Julien Seron from France and Philemon Reichman from France as well. Seated 2. Julien took out this event last year. So he's up next with Philemon from France, and the other semi-final, also live streamed but not commentated, will be the Spanish pair, Sergio and Pablo, up seated 6, up against the Dutch pair, Julian and Joep de Kroon. Super interesting match, that one as well. So all the Aussies are out now of this event, and we are gearing up for semi-final and finals day here under the sun in Sydney, Australia. Bo serving, Carla returning. What a ball from Bo. Fantastic slow over Bora. Just angling it past the cage. Drop on the second bounce off the back glass. Wow, great shot, Nurea, great shot. Chipping across court, bit of backspin towards the cage again. Catching Marcella off guard there. (40-15). Great work from the Spaniards again, 40-30. Wind's starting to pick up here. Return long. Five, 3. They're ready to serve out the set here. Not the perfect start. Love 15. That's a typical rally in regards to strategically what Nurea and Carla are trying to do. Any middle ball, Nurea will just give that fading for Bora to the middle, hope to get a loose lob, which Carla takes care of business. As always, straight out over the back. Glass and cage, 15 all. Wow, what a great volley, Nurea. Well done again. She really does dominate when she's on top of the net. Prefers to be up there, coming from tennis. Incredible hand-eye coordination and great hands around the net. (40-15). Don't mind a bit of celebration during the points. Absolutely not over the top. Just pumping each other up, point by point, as they've got 3 set points here now. For the first set, the semi-finals of the APO women's event. Nice lob from Bo. Oh, and she's wide in the second lob. That's the set. Six, 3, first set. One break. And now we move into the second set. Quick score update on the other semi-final with Makey and Janine out of Netherlands. Makey Betts, Janine Hems out of Netherlands versus Catherine Rose and Amy Gibson. Great Britain pair seeded 2, Dutch pair seeded 3, and we've got 5-2 over on the other centre court, or the second court outside, as we say here, at the fantastic indoor paddle venue in Sydney here. This is the biggest venue in Australia and New South Wales, obviously. 8 courts inside, 2 courts outside. Perfect venue for a large international paddle event. João and Catarina out of Portugal originally, now Sydney-siders, have done a fantastic job setting up this venue. Super popular, tough to get a court during peak hours, and done a fantastic job. It's really built up the community of paddle players in Sydney. So the Brits have just taken the first set 6-2. 6-2. Andy Gibson, Catherine Rose. Whilst the pairs here in the other semi-final. Bo and Marcella are sitting in front of me now, talking strategically. I won't pass on their comments. As are Carla and Urea sitting quite close as well. Body language good, all round. I would imagine Marcella, being the professional she is, would really like to hone in on where they can do better here. Wasn't really much in it in the first set, just a couple of unforced errors here and there. The difference, I'd say it was neck and neck all the way through. Carla with a huge smash and Nerea with those volleys, probably tipping them over at the moment. But don't be surprised if you see Marcella taking over here a bit in the second set. Marcella to serve, 15 love. Lovely lob, Marcella. Just long from Carla, 30 love. Just long from Nerea, coming out with a really positive mindset here, stepping into the shots as they come forward. That's a quick, very well organised game there from Marcella and Bo. Kick-off proceedings in the second set. Long way to travel to Australia for the ladies and men to come out here for a tournament. Makes life a lot easier having 2 in a row. 2 high-quality FIP silver tournaments in a row in Australia, coupled with the fact we've got the Aussie Open starting at the conclusion of the second event. First in Sydney, the Australian Padel Open. Second in Melbourne, the Melbourne Padel Open. Back-to-back weekends. And the second weekend, being the 12th of January, is when the Aussie Open itself, the tennis Aussie Open, starts. So paddle players love coming out here and extending their stay into the Aussie Open. A lot of the paddle players also know the tennis players as well, so they tend to support each other. Especially the Spanish contingent out here for these two premium events. $30 love. Massive smash from Uriah again. Fantastic smash. Good confident start to this game. 40 love. They're really gelling well, Carla and Uriah. Carla again, 17, and a huge hope going forward in Spain. Got all the skills already. Clutch volley there from Marcella. Chipping into the cage. It's not the first time she's hit that shot. About a 1 in 3 chance the ball drops off the cage like that. So worth chipping cross-court into the cage. A lot of players do it. That's probably the first option after going middle potentially with that volley. It's up high though, on the backhand. That's where it normally goes. Carla with a super high lob. Marcelo to the top of the net. Another quick game, 1-1. New balls for the second set as well. Again, the girls with the strategy of, Spanish girls with the strategy of coming in, dominating the net position, which is where you want to be in the sport. I think your chances double to win the point when you're on top of the net, so great work from Carla and Uriah through lobs finding the net, then doing their thing with the volleys, forcing an unforced. Oh, there we go again. Seems to be the tactics here, and they've really used it to good effect. Either chipping forward, chiquitering forward, or a high lob and taking the net on the back of it. Very Pat Rafter-esque in the approach. Fantastic lob again, back on top of the net. Wow. Super high quality rally here, super high quality. Bow in the corner. Wow. Marcella dug that point out. Longest rally of the match so far. Really needed to make that work. 4 break points with the short juice or golden point format. 15-40 now. Bow to serve. The girls really want to take this game away from the Spaniards. If this gets away from them, be an early break, just like in the first set. Wow. What an incredible volley from Carla. Wow. That's high quality stuff. And the break goes to the Spanish duo, Carla and Urea. Really, really, really smartly done. I think their tactics have been spot on here today. Just making sure they get that net. Both got the hands to do it. And Carla sets up for that kill shot on the back of Urea, digging those viboras and volleys in deep in the middle. Girls looking super happy about that. Some soul searching happening here for the Dutch duo. Talking Dutch right now next to me here, trying to figure out a way through the tactics. Marcella's really analysing the situation here, rightfully. Down the set and a break. Things move pretty fast in this sport. Break also on in the other semi-final. 6-2 to the Brits and 2-0 in the second set. They're looking pretty chuffed over there at the moment. Good positive energy. Interesting to see how the Dutch respond here. They're going to need an early break back, I would imagine, to get themselves in this competition. Marcella out early, Bo follows. Big crowd building up in the background here as well. Incredible from Urea. What a reaction. Her volley skills are absolutely next level. Wow. What a fantastic rally. That rally indicates exactly what's been happening this whole match. And the girls get into the 4-way volley duel, which is exactly what Carla and Urea are strategically aiming for. Carla's got that ball out of the sun. $15 all. Marcella's looking like she's back in business here. Just a deft volley also from Urea again. These two make a great pair actually. both clinical volleyers and incredible reaction volleyers too, so they're digging out all sorts of volleys as they're making their way to the net. Marcelo two-hander. Incredible lob too from Carla. She really does have all the skills, doesn't she? All, very important game here. Dug out by Carla. Nuray's been wanting to pull the trigger on that two-hander all day today. Well known for that cross-court double-hander. Break point here for the Dutch to break back. Break point saved. One more to come with the short juice format. I think the Dutch girls really would love to turn their fortunes around at this point. Get them back into the second set. Find them a pathway to get through and win this match over 3 sets. Or main draw matches, best of 3. Tie-break sets here at the Australian Padel Open at the FIP Silver status level. Nice lob from Bo. Smart, very smart from Bo. Break back. Back to 2-all. Here we go again. Dutch to serve. Marcella up to bat. Talking of batting, we've got the Sydney Test with the Australians taking on the Indians at the SCG. Not far from here. It's a plethora of sporting activities in summer here in Sydney, particularly in Australia overall. Those volleys are just so crisp all round. This would be the highest level of padel this country's ever seen, women's and men's level. So it's a real treat for the locals here, having the international players in town. Really nice high lob from Carla. Makes it a bit more difficult, the high lobs. 2 types of lobs generally, the fast lower lob or the high lob. High lob makes it a bit more difficult to time it. Got a bit of referee action potentially here. Phil did see that point. Phil Waite, the referee, has been around for a long time, Phil. He's seen it all before. Phil takes a plays into the middle. Carla. It's a very, very interesting call. The ball did kick up, but it was a super slow volley into the cage. Too close to call, I'd imagine. well with those volleys to dig out. Great rally here. Fantastic from Carla. Top of the net. Punching the ball right through Marcella's defence. Tough to pick up from there. .30 all here now. Very important game, this one. That's a very good looking Labora from Bo. Big Johanna from Marcella. Goes middle with it, catches Nerea off guard. This really is an important part of the set here. Seeing if you can consolidate. (3-2) to the Dutch combination. Good to get out of that service game. I bet they'll be happy to having a bit of Red Bull on the sidelines. Bit of controversy as well. Referee Phil took care of business very professionally as always. He's been the head referee for this tournament, I think for 3 years running now. So he's really settled down to understand exactly where the players are coming from and does a great job of letting players figure it out first. I think he gives the players 20 seconds to work out amongst themselves, negotiate back and forth on the point, and then steps in and makes a call. He saw that point himself, I think, but it was still tough to tell. I could have a look at it from here as well. No idea whether it clipped the cage on the way down or hit the ground first. There are cases obviously where it does do both, hits the cage and the ground at the same time, which makes it super difficult to call. Unlike tennis, a lot of calls are play too when adjudicated by the referee. If it's opposition from both sides on the call, and each has a good case, which makes life easy for all players to stomach after. It is the call officially of the team who make the call, whose end the ball ends up. All right, back in action here. 3-2 on serve. Nerea serving here. That's an incredible volley from Carla. She really does get fired up after winning a good point, rightfully so too. That passion is something we love seeing out here in the courts of Padel all through Australia. Good, honest, positive, firing yourself and your partner up. It's a wicked Labora from Nerea. Great lob volley. Fake from Carla there. Good finish from Marcella. Clinical finish from Marcella. 15 all. 3-2. Marcel seems to be injecting herself into the match here a bit more. $15.30. 30 all. Dutch looking to take a break here to set a pathway forward in the second set. Conference between Spanish ladies. Great looking backhand volley from Carla. That's absolutely textbook. And again, big pace and a good fire up right after. She's got an unbelievable life ahead of her, I think, Carla, with the prospects in front of her. Just 17 and I would say dominating the court at this point. The semi-finals with FIP silver. There's a lot of upside in that to come, I think. $40.30. Another huge smash from Carla. Gee, she's good, isn't she? She's been the difference here today, I think. That and Nerea's volleys. Digging volleys out everywhere. Okay, we're at 3-all here. Quick update on court. Court 5 here, other semi-final. Brits are 5-1, 40-30, serving for the match point. That's it. Brits have got through. 6-2, 6-1 through to the finals. Fantastic effort there from both Catherine Rose, winner last year, and Amy Gibson from Great Britain. That's a huge effort from them. Number 2 seeds, to be expected in one sense, playing the winner of this particular match here. 40-15 on serve for the Dutch. All. That's a big shot from Bo. Some real strategic conversations going on here. I can see Marcella leading the way with her experience and her paddle IQ. Get a sense they're plodding their way through to a second set victory here. All players looking positive still on the court. Magnificent conditions out here at Padel Sydney, at Indoor Padel I should say, in Sydney. Got the men's semi-final starting on the other streaming channel. Both being streamed on FIP YouTube. If you just Google up FIP Padel, Australian Padel Open, you'll see both options come to light there. Men's semi-final on court 5 outdoors, about to commence. Spaniards of Joel and Gillam up against Philemon and Julian Serin. Julian, the previous winner from last year, back again. Should be a cracking match out there on centre court. We're back live here on court 6. Nerea and Carla serving. Love 15. Nice return from Marcella. Drop shot from Carla. Nerea with the hands again. She's done that 5 or 6 times today already. They've come at her fast. Her reaction time, second to none. Regards the players here for this tournament. Bo with a lob. Wow, two-hander. Cross-court volley from Urea. Holding the net, the girls. They will not give that net up under any circumstances. And they come again, trying to steal net. There's Marcella again. Just pinning her against the fence over there. Anything loose to Marcella's forehand volley gets absolutely chiseled back to those side fences, making life a bit more difficult. Even Nerea couldn't dig that one out. $15.30. And again, colour being the difference there. Fast arm. Not the largest frame on Carla, but absolutely smashing the ball through the back of the court, off the back glass, right through Bo. Almost impossible for Bo to react in time for that. Interesting combination here with Carla having the bigger smash on the right. Not fully untested in the realms of the Premier Padel Tour. It does happen. Got some trouble here now for the Spanish duo. Break point. 2 break points at the golden point format. Bo with the opportunity to playing very safe here at the moment. Marcella with the high lob. Two-hander again. Nerea turns. Break point. Mission accomplished for the Dutch duo. Got the break here in the second set now. So it's super interesting to see how the Spanish pair respond. Carla looking a bit disappointed over there with Nerea. High lob to Carla. Unforced error. 15 love. Bit of a pep in the step of the Dutch duo now. Bo looking confident. Marcella to serve. Marcella taking care of business again. Get the feeling Marcella's really directing traffic to Nerea in the corner now. Trying to pin Spanish girls back. Their strategy of owning the net at all costs has been working out to date, but it may be unraveling a bit now. Marcella's worked it out. Great drive from Carla down the middle. 30-15. What a rally here from the girls. 30-15. Marcella takes that. Qantas plane going overhead. Very close to the airport here. Wow, this is a 25-30 shot rally here. We're at a critical juncture here now. Marcella to serve. Carla literally chipping and charging here. That's a break and a consolidation from the Dutch pair. Really, really smart. Really, really smart tactics. Taking a strategic break here now as well, I'd imagine. Second set 6-3. Can take a break between sets. One set all. Really is an interesting battle here between Carla and Nerea charging that net at any cost. When they're on the net, I feel like they're 70%, 80%.
I'm going now.
That is off for a toilet break. Carla and Nurea really having to reset now and think things through. I think their tactics of lobbing or Chiquitas, taking net, worked really well, but I feel like Marcella has worked that out now, and she's got Bo on board and really counter that attack strategy with slowing the volleys down, keeping the girls back in defence, which is where they want them, and playing more traditional Padel, which is what you'd expect from Marcella, playing at a high level this time to figure things out, as we thought she would. So now it's going to come down to unforced errors, who can lob well to get the net, and Nurea's volleys again, I think. Super exciting here. The players do it all again after the APO in Melbourne. Extra day. Had to squeeze in the APO into, because of the New Year's Eve celebrations, which are worldwide generally, Europe and Australia for sure. Players had to travel on the first, basically. Some with hangovers, I'd imagine. After New Year's Eve celebrations, on planes out here starting on the second, quite expensive hotels on the first, and giving the players a bit of a break, a bit of a chance after some jet lag to recuperate, sort themselves out, hit Bondi Beach, take a swim, reset their internal time clocks and get going here. Second was qualifications day here at the APO, just to dial it back a bit. Third, main draw. Fourth, Saturday, and today, Sunday. Semi-finals and finals. Normally you have the finals only on a Sunday, but because of the constricted format here, we took the opinion based on player feedback that they'll prefer playing the semis and the finals on Sunday rather than having to travel away from their families and loved ones on New Year's Day, or if they did go New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, they would have a contend with jet lag, which was not perfect for the international players. So they like to get out here, as anyone would, a few days before, hit the courts. Quite different, these courts, outside to inside. So unique in that respect. This tournament travels outside for the semi-finals, finals and key seed matches. Inside for the other matches. So you might find yourself playing indoors and outdoors here. Most of the European players, especially this type of year, would be playing indoors. So bit of a shock here with the sun, the wind and all the elements. Having to come straight outside. So really wanted to soothe your way into the Aussie conditions here for most of his players. Second set, third set starting here, deciding set. Carla with that absolute banging smash there, as usual. Really does pack a punch, Carla, with that fast smash. Nurea with a trademark Vibora. Great positive start here for the Spanish ladies. Nurea serving. Bo receiving from the Netherlands in green. I would say as you'd expect, but that's more an Irish colour. Normally you get the orange from the Dutch. Spanish ladies in the dark colours. Nerea's two-handed backhand volley again. Classic Nerea stuff. Nerea to serve. 40 love. Ideal start for the third set. Stamping some authority on it. Ball's really flying around now in the wind, making cracking lobs a little bit more difficult. That's a classic looking straight from the textbook Vibora from Nerea. Great energy coming off the Spanish girls. Colour jogging in through the gates with Nerea. Really saying to the other girls, here we go. Are you up for it? I'm up for it. Are you up for it? It's the business end of the proceedings here in the second semi-final. Brits won through already. Amy Gibson, Catherine Rose, through to the finals already to meet the winners of this match. They'll be recovering. They're on again at 1:30, as I understand it, local Australian time here, Eastern time in Sydney for the finals. They'll be resting, recuperating. I'd imagine a quick ice bath potentially. Quite a few facilities now in the recovery space around here. Meet the winners of this very tricky, very tense semi-final here between the Dutch in green and the Spanish combination, of which will claim Nerea as an Aussie as well. Big smash from Bo. Good close there. That is such a nice Vibora game from Nerea. Great reaction volleys again from Carla. Not good enough though this time. Geez, they're working hard out there, battling against those huge shots from Marcella coming through. She really does knife those volleys on the back foot, trying to dig them out. Hard work there. 30 all here right now. Nice lob from Marcella again. Chose to lob that again. Take a net. Nerea with a nice lob. Great Vibora also from Marcella. Class coming through again with that Vibora. Really pinning back Nerea from Spain / Australia in the back corner. Fitness could be a factor now. It's very hot out there. Probably 31 degrees Celsius, I would imagine at the moment. Short lob. Wow. Nerea hustling that ball out of the cage. Smart shot also from Marcella. This is going to be super interesting now to see if all players keep the same tactics. I feel like Nerea and Carla need to keep getting on top of that net, digging balls out, taking the net. They've had great success in the first set with the volley duels. Bo digging it out. Carla encouraging Nerea to keep hitting that shot. Love 15. 15 all. Get the feeling Carla's going to will every point on for the Spanish team here. Great positive attitude on the court. Really pumping up a partner. Good traits also for someone that young getting into the sport, 17. Real prospect for the future, as we mentioned before. Two loose shots now from Nerea. She'll button back up and get back to business with it. Cracking Vibora again and again. Relentless Viboras from Nerea. Wow. Trying to hold the net. Great dig out from Carla again. Gee, she's done that well. Very tense out here right now. A couple of unforced errors will mean the end of your run at the Aussie Padel Open. Prospect neither team wants to face. They've come a long way to get here at the semi-finals, physically and through the draw itself. Dutch pair backing out of the volley duel. Smart going to Nerea backhand. Chiseling the volley. They're really avoiding lobbing Carla, rightfully. Well done to the Dutch team there again. Great work from Bo and Marcella. Break point, that's a break to the Dutch. Really solid play from the Dutch pair. Just buckle down, working those lobs through to get Carla and Nerea off the net. They've not employed any Chiquita tactics at all here. They've gone chosen for the lob, which makes sense in the sweltering wind conditions out here. And real experience showing through now from Marcella. Nerea did have a smash there, pulled the trigger on it, went long. Two one now break up for Dutch team. You can see on the other court, men warming up for the first semi-final. Got the Dutch and the Spanish out there again, mirroring the current semi-final here at the moment. Score 2-1 with a break. Dutch will be serving now to consolidate that break. Super important game here for the Dutch to consolidate. Carla and Nerea are doing a bit of soul searching right now. Ref Phil letting the girls know. A little bit of chirping, letting the girls know they need to jump on court a bit faster. 90 seconds, Phil's saying. Get back on court. There's been a bit of lagging going on in the background, but they've been talking tactics, Carla and Nerea, understandably. They need a quick break back here. A lot of discussions going on between Carla and Nerea. Rightfully so at this point in the set. Bo to serve. Bo with the headband. Marcella with the visor. That's a great start with Nerea. Really imposing herself with that cracking volley of hers. Love 15. 15 all. Bit of a concentration lapse happening right now with Carla and Nerea. They're gonna lock back in here. Well, the Dutch could just run away with. That's the third unforced error in a row from the Spanish girls, right after being broken. They're in a little lull right now. They've got to really start just putting balls back in. That's an incredible return from Carla. She's not playing safe at all. Not taking my advice. Absolutely knifing a return down the line. To the shock of the Dutch pair. It's a good return from Nerea. Wow, that's great. That's really good play, Nerea. Softly, deftly push that volley just down past the cage, catching Bo off guard. Bo went long. Back to short juice. Break point. No player wanting to pull the trigger here. Wow. Wow, that's a big break back. Absolute change in momentum here today. Bo was the first to take the risk. Very brave. Top of net. Spanish girls back in contention, feeling good here again. 2 all. Back to square one. Final set here, third and final set. Really quite tense. Massive crowd building up at the moment now for the women's semi-finals and the men's semi-finals. If you just joined us, Great British girls through to the finals to meet the winner of this matchup. Unforced serve from Carla. Lovely Vibora again from Nerea. Love 15. Another super long rally here. Really a matter of coming down of unforced errors at the moment here, like this sport normally does. Padel really is about making the next ball, not winners necessarily. With the back glass wall in play, fast balls often come back to haunt you. Lovely volley from Nerea, perfect lob from Bo. Carla imposing herself again. Wow, she's quick, Carla. Lovely volley from Bo. Really carefully constructed that point and threaded the needle back into the left corner where Nerea pushed it long. 15-30. Lovely lob from Bo again. Another long rally. Well done from Nerea. Just softballed it down the middle there. Very smart shot in paddle. Both players take a split second to work out who's going to take the ball as it's fading away and dropping off the back wall. Underway now on court 2 outside, the second centre court. Spanish and Dutch again, men's semi-final. 1 in action. You can check that out on the other YouTube FIP channel. Live streaming, no commentary but live streaming. We'll commentate the men's next semi-final on this court as well. Back in action here. Good ball's long there. (40-30). Nerea serving. Carla a teammate. Dutch returning. 4-1. Marcella receiving here, and a partner Bo in green, making up the Dutch team. We've got a short juice situation. Things are very tense out here right now. Break point to the Dutch here. Oh wow. Communication mix-up has cost them a break point there potentially. They'll regather on that though. Bit of a lucky break there for the Spanish pair. Often happens in this sport. Both call it last minute. Once you're committed into that shot, makes it quite difficult. Easy to blame your partner in those circumstances, but good paddle players know that's just part of the game. It's not necessarily who calls a ball first or loudest. It's a combination of the angle of the ball, which way it's coming. And as partners who play together for a long time, that's obvious. But for a fresh pair like Bo and Marcella here, that's a new phenomena for them, especially with the wind coming across and fading the ball as well. Communication amongst the ladies. Background here. 3-2 on serve. Nerea and Carla. Really bonding well over there, discussing their tactics again. I feel like they're on the right track here personally. Their strategy of taking the net early, high lobbing, has really been a positive way to take it to the opposition. Marcella to serve with all the experience in the world here. Bow on board. Big smash from Mireia. She's fired up for that too. Why wouldn't she be pumped up for that big smash out? Crowd on board, loving it. Packed house here at Indoor Paddle for the Aussie Paddle Open. Festival atmosphere. Oh, colour's gone wide. Short lob. Wow, those hands are fast, but not fast enough. (30-15). Great steal of the net from Mireia there. (40-15). I do like the positivity though. Mireia maintaining going for those shots. Hasn't played it safe. It's a great Pat Rafter sometimes says, live by the sword, die by the sword, which is her attitude today. Digging that volley out. It's an unbelievable volley from Mireia again there. Marcella chiseling it right into her. Bow lobbing. Long. This is super interesting now. 30-40. 40-30 I should say. All right, looking to get into this game. Stolen that again. Holding that, Spanish girls. Colour the big smash. Dutch choosing to stay back. Good consolidating service there from Marcella and the Dutch team. We're back at 3-3 here in the final set of the semi-final of the Australian Paddle Open. Festival atmosphere out here today. Massive crowd building up. Spanish to serve. Wow. Bo absolutely cracking that ball through. She's been very steady hand all day today. Very steady hand to Marcella. Girls in green. Dutch girls in green. Very important game, this one. 3-3. 15-15. Wow. That's 2 in a row. Pretty rare you see a passing shot through these two incredible volleyers. Spanish pair, Carla and Mireia. Carla serving, Marcella receiving. We have 2 break points now, 3 break points now, if you include the deep serve. 3 break points with the golden point. Nerea with a very safe Abora. Bowling middle, middle, middle. Cross court as you'd expect. Wow, what a volley from Carla, digging it out. Super high lob from Carla again. Wow, what a recovery from Carla. Oh, massive Abora from Nerea again. Wow, they have dug that out super well. Huge rally. Crowd really enjoying the quality of this match out here today. .30-40. Still 2 break points here with the golden point format. Quick conference discussion. Marcella receiving. All the experience in the world. Nice little volley from Carla. Massive Abora again from Nerea. Very clever from, whoa, very clever from, maybe going out, not sure. Very clever from Bo. This is pretty high quality, wow. Wow, what a rally to save break point. Fending off break points here today. This is high quality stuff. We've never seen this before in Australia, this level. It's a real treat for all of us out here today. Just battling away in the background. Final break point, short juice. Rediscussing what's going on. Looking for a free point here. Carla with the serve. It's a receiver's choice. Marcella's chosen to receive on behalf of the Dutch team. Fought 1. This is very tense stuff here. Wow, wow. Carla comes darting in off the court there. What a magnificent show of resilience and brilliance from the Spanish pair, Nerea and Carla, fending off 3 break points there. This really is exciting stuff here today. Crowd firing up. 4-3 on serve. Quick update on the first men's semi-final on the other court. You can find that on the FIP streaming channel. Google up Australian Padel Open FIP, and you'll get the link there on YouTube for the FIP channel. 4-3. Dutch up on the Spanish. On court 2. I think that's on serve, but can't be certain. It's a little bit away from us over here in the commentary position. Yes, Spanish boy serving, so I think it is. We're back on deck now with the ladies semi-final here at Indoor Padel, Aussie Padel Open. Beautiful sunny day here. Second ladies semi-final. Updating again. Carla's pumping up here with Nurea. They're really firing up here. This is it. And why wouldn't you fire up at this point of the match? 4-3 on serve. Bow to serve. Great defending from Carla. She really knows how to put that ball away. She's done that time and time again today. Anything loose, short, is absolutely dispatched by Carla. Carla Gonzalez has been doing that for a couple of years now. Girls are chatting behind the scenes here. Love 15. Bow to serve again. Absolutely chiseling that volley back deep into the corner where Nurea is. 15 all. Needed that. Good confidence boost for the Dutch team. On service here. Third set. Semi-final. Just Nurea digs those volleys out. Unbelievable hands. Carla as well, that's just phenomenal hands. How's this point still going? Carla again, showing her class with the volleys. She's got it all, Carla. 17, north of Spain. Making her way out here to Australia now for the event. Teaming up with Melbourne-based Nurea. Dug that one out, Nurea. Really sniffing opportunity now, the Spanish and part-time Aussie combination. 3 break points now. Let's see how the Dutch respond here. Super interesting. Good to bank the first one, take the stress out of it all from the perspective of the Spanish ladies. Lob long. 2 more break points. Bow serving to Nurea. That's long as well. Happens sometimes when you play it too safe and you've got a couple of break points up to sleeve. Almost better off acting like you've only got one. Just short juice now. Great lob from Carla. These two can volley so well. Big break. Nurea pulled the trigger, very brave, and paid off. Phenomenal shot. She finds a way to get that connection. Incredible hand-eye coordination and hands from Nurea at that point. Nobody wants to go into a volley battle with her, and Carla backs her up super well as well. Incredible hands. Girls to serve from Spain here with the break. 5-3. Serving for the match. And a spot in the final of the Australian Padel Open. 15 love. 15 all. This is super tense. What a battle this has become here. Battle of wits. Battle of volleys. Psychological battle. It's all happening out here today in Sydney. Indoor paddle. Ready to serve. Carla. Gone the fake. Carla again. She won't fake that twice. Put the bullet straight through. Into bow. Unfortunately for the Dutch pair, 30-15. It's quite quiet around the stadium here right now. With a trademark Labora. That's gone wide from Bo. The Dutch pair. We've got 3 match points now. 3 match points now. Here we go. Crowds gathering around, ready to serve. Bo returning off the net. Great shot from Bo again. High lob, Nure with it. Doesn't pull the trigger. Now she pulls the trigger. What a volley. Oh, fantastic dig from Bo. Unbelievable. Perfect lob from Carla. They've swapped sides, 2 Spaniards. Wow, that defense is next level. Stop it. That's an unbelievable job defending the situation here. Great lob from Nurea. Carla just takes out of the air. What a volley. Perfect lob from Bo again. Wow. Through they go to the final. Unbelievable play from the girls, Nurea and Carla, taking out Bo and Marcella in this wonderful semi-final here. Super well played. That was tense. Super tense game. Carla really showed her class there in that match, and Nurea too. Unbelievable level here. As before said, we haven't seen that on our shores before. Girls super happy. Why wouldn't you be? Super smart play. They really dominated the net, those two there. Carla and Nurea from the Spanish side. Well-deserved victory too. Took it to them, didn't back off. Pedal to the medal all the way through. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Claiming the victory. Thoroughly deserved. Into the final against the great Britain pair. Catherine and Amy won earlier on today on the second centre court here outside. So we're all geared up for an incredible final at 1:30 Eastern Australian time. Eastern Australian daylight time here. We'll wrap it up here for 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and get back out for commentary starting for the second men's semi-final. Quick update for the other men's semi-final. Spanish pair have taken the first set 6-4, and we're in a break now before the second set commences. We'll be back live soon. Welcome back to the Australian Padel Open on this beautiful sunny day here in Sydney. Aussie Padel Open is hosted by Indoor Padel, fantastic club, biggest club in Australia here. Joined in the commentary box with me by a good mate of mine, Rob Gaylard.
Pleasure to be with you here, Matty, on an exciting finals day in Sydney.
It is. We've got the men's semi-final up to bat now, the second semi-final. The first semi-final is going on the other outdoor court. We've got the Dutch versus the Spanish on the other court over there. Trying to have a quick look who's taken an early lead on that.
Yeah, the Dutch went down in the first set, and can you hear me okay?
Yep.
And the second set looks pretty even so far, but the Dutch went down in the first 6-4.
Gotcha. Introducing the players here on the commentary court, court 6, which is really our centre court. Got an epic battle ahead of us, I reckon, Rob. We've got the Spanish versus the French. Spain and France and the Dutch would be the three biggest nations gracing our shores for the two tournaments in a row here, the APO and the MPO, Australian Padel Open, Melbourne Padel Open, both FIP silvers, big points up for grabs in the new format. FIP's architected up for 2025 and great prize money. So it's an adventure for these guys coming out here, guys and girls. You'll probably see in the live stream now, we've got the Frenchies up there, facing the camera, serving now. Julian Turon came out last year and took out the honours in the FIP Rise it was last year before the format was changed. So he knows how to find his way through to the final in this semi-final. And Philemon, Phil for short, is his partner. He's picked up a new partner this year. His other partner was injured. Phil and Julian are ranked around 5 and 9 in France. So they're the top of the tree when it comes to the players in France, and the French now dominate the world in probably third or fourth spot after the Spanish and the Argentinians, in line with the Italians and the Swedish, very close those nations now. Portuguese and Brazilian players would make up the other top teams in the world. So France has really exploded with Italy. And Rob, on the other side, with the very cool, calm and collected Spanish pair here, we've got a couple of absolute gun players here, and they're the number 4 seeds for this event.
Yes, Joel Oliveira Palos and Guillem Figueroa Santiago from Spain. As you said, Matt, I think pretty gun pair, so this is shaping up to be a pretty epic contest. Julian, of course, as you said, last year won both the Sydney and Melbourne with his partner Manu Vives, who's just recuperating now from a shoulder operation, so we wish him all the best with that. But as you said, Julian certainly knows how to take out these tournaments, so looking confident there with a pretty effective smash to the back of the court, and of course always handy to have a lefty, isn't it, Matt?
It is handy. It's a bit of a bonus having a lefty. If you get two big smashes in the middle, very handy to have a righty and lefty combination. Dominic Betchard, we talked about yesterday, being a lefty, wanted to introduce a new concept of 2 lefties on the court. Oof. Which
should be illegal, no?
Should be illegal. It's hard enough dealing with 1 lefty, let alone 2. Very confusing for all players. All the shots come inside out, reversed or mirrored.
They'd have to toss a coin for who'd be on the right, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but in theory, Rob, it would make sense, just like 2 righties playing together.
Yeah. I mean, it would confuse the hell out of the opposition, which I guess is the main advantage.
It would be, but you don't want to waste a lefty being with another lefty. They're rare as hen's teeth, these lefties.
That's very true.
So Dom finding a lefty who's crazy enough to do that would be, and he's off to Spain in about 3 weeks' time to commence his recruitment program to find another lefty. We'll see how we go with that, and we'll keep you posted.
Yeah. And of course, with his overall efforts over in Spain, playing very well, Dom. Of course, yesterday had a great win in that 4th round match. So the Spanish at the moment off to a 3-1 lead, but 30 love to the French pair in the 5th game.
Absolutely chiseled that volley there. Wow, that's fast.
Of course, at this level, Matt, very much on who can dominate the net. Are you seeing any particular themes yet, or is it a bit too early to tell?
Yeah, you've really got to find a way in to get to the net, especially with this. I think that things are fastening up out here with the sun being out today, so any smash gets dispatched very quickly at the moment here, especially at the men's level. Balls go a little bit faster, and any smash gets absolutely dispatched. So lobs you'll see going a lot higher here today, Rob, not just to deal with the wind, but also just to make it a little bit harder to connect with that ball. If it's coming from 50 feet up rather than 10 feet up, it makes it a little bit harder to connect and get that ball out. So it's a bit riskier going for the big smash.
Certainly during the ladies semi, there was a bit of a north-south breeze, which meant that obviously if you're hitting from the north side, the ball could carry out, but the other way around, you can hit it straight into the breeze as hard as you like, and it will hold up. So that's certainly, something to keep an eye on, how the wind's going to behave. And then of course we've got the Sydney heat, which could of course be a factor.
It could. We're about 31 degrees, I looked up before, which is not too bad for this time of year in Sydney. Can get up in the 40s and really be sweltering conditions.
But all these players would play all around the world, including the Middle East, right? So they'd be accustomed to the conditions, probably.
They will. That's true. And the Middle East, funnily enough, you'd think they'd all be indoor courts there, but quite a few courts are outdoor. We took the Aussie Crocs on a trip recently out around the Middle East, and we found just as many outdoor courts as there were indoor.
Wow.
Which we're talking 40, 50 degrees centigrade over there. So it's scorching, and summer it's unplayable in my Australian opinion, but when you're used to the heat, just like people feel like it's unplayable being outside here, probably if you're coming from Finland or Northern Europe, it's super hot for anyone out here. You may want to be down at Bondi Beach doing some body surfing.
Let's get some courts down there, man. Bondi Beach, exhibition courts.
Wouldn't mind that.
So we've seen the Spanish skip out to a 4-1 lead. So that's Joel and Guillaume against Philemon and Julien, and they're 4-1 up in the first set. But as we know in paddle, momentum can shift. So still time for the French to come back in this set.
Guillaume's a super good player. He's very, very chilled. I feel like he'd do well up at Byron Bay, Rob, where you do a bit of recording for some of your music.
The Nomadic,
The Nomadic up there. Shout out to Rob's band and lead singer. Rob's fairly humble about being famous, which is good to see.
Famous with my friends and family for sure. And would he? I don't know. Would he make your squad in Byron? I'm not sure, Matt.
It's a
tough. It's a tough group there.
I do know.
He'd have to probably audition and train for it and do a trial or two.
He would, and
can't just jump in.
And can he surf is the other question. It's obviously important for us.
Good chance if he's Spanish. Good chance. Again, very, very high quality game here.
We've never seen anything this high at all. Even last year was a pretty good effort from probably 4 or 5 teams came out last year. We've got 8 full seed teams, all the top seeds, 16 players straight out of, except for Dom Betchard was the only Aussie within the top 16 players.
Yeah, as a president of Padel Australia, you must be excited to see the growth year by year.
It's fantastic. It's grown not just in number of players in Australia. We've got 62 courts now in Australia, which the more courts you have, obviously, the more players can play. You can't play against a wall in your backyard, so you need clubs, you need courts. There's a 2-year gestation period in Australia for councils and approvals, and it's quite a difficult process. But the more clubs you have and players you have, the more your quality goes up for your national team. So these players coming out to Australia to great shot from Julian there again. Fantastic. As we said before, anything up there just gets dispatched. It's not even
I had the honour and the nightmare of playing Julian and Manu twice last year in Sydney and Melbourne, and it was a learning experience, but not very good for my ego.
Were there any shots you could say you did better than the French boys, Rob?
I think they were very nice and gave us a couple of games, but I was heavily relying on charity. That was the only way I could even get a point. So, and again, but that's a very clever shot from Julien there, right? Rather than the full aggressive 3 smash, he just sort of put it back to the court and caught them a bit unawares.
It's actually a really good tactic, because when he raises the arm like that and disguises the big...
Yeah, you're waiting for the big one.
Portres, you step forward a bit to run forward, then suddenly you're caught with a half volley on his medium.
That was a smart shot. Getting a funny look from my sister of Empower Padel fame. They did a very good tournament yesterday, 26 new women to paddle, which went very well at the
Pep Stoner
of Empower Padel.
Absolute crowd favourite here in Australia. Year on year. Helped me a lot bring out some good players from Europe, male and female. She's really a steward of the game of paddle.
Absolutely.
Here and overseas.
Yep.
Pretty much runs the social circles in around London and the UK for the sport. Oof. We're in play here still. Oh. Unlucky from Phil.
Yeah.
Phil with the white cap on, for those not accustomed, although he does have a name on his back like most of the good players do.
Smart play from Guillaume. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
nicely done. And nearly good defense from Julien, but it was just a little bit too low for him to pick that one up, even for the elite players.
Guillaume almost broke into a celebration there.
Oh, yeah.
Joel's got the ponytail too, which is also a big feature down in Byron Bay World. So I reckon they'll do okay down there. I reckon we'll
that would probably take me about 2 years to grow that. So I'll plan that and maybe move in 2028 or something.
I just chopped mine off about 2 years ago, and commencing the end of my midlife crisis. So feeling.
They still let you live there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't kick you out.
I do. Yeah, I had to get in there first, grow the ponytail, and then slowly get it chopped off. Scott Riley kept trying to chop it from he'd carry a pair of scissors around and try and catch me out and chop it off. He said it wasn't that becoming of me to have it.
We're still talking about the ponytail for those online listening.
Oh, yes.
Matt's ponytail.
Matt's ponytail. Yep, my hair ponytail we're talking about. Scott Riley is the owner of Tennis World and about 12 tennis recreational clubs in Sydney through his SSMG brand, and he's got one paddle club up and running at the moment, and more to come, I'd imagine, integrating the racket theme, which seems to be a worldwide theme right now, between tennis, padel, and now pickleballs hit the Australian shores. Not so big in Europe, massive in America, as we both know, and Asia it's picking up a little bit as well. But yeah, pickleball up in Queensland and across the hotter, more resort-style areas, like it has been in the USA, gaining traction in Australia. Paddle, still it has a probably larger participation base in Australia than pickleball, and but both are marching forward at a huge pace, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's good to see the participation rates increasing. There's that big smash from Julien. This is one of the features of the top players, right? You lob it to the service line and bang, it's out.
Something you and I speak for myself, I don't have that in the locker, to be honest.
No, I don't have it. I'd love to, but we live in hope, right, Matt? We live in hope.
Well, we make it up for it with craftiness,
Exactly.
I'd imagine, Rob.
Exactly.
Running around the court, and our speed, court speed's the other main feature. That
gamesmanship and
psychological warfare, basically. That's about all we have, but that's okay.
Here we go. There's another big. Oh, but that one's not a 3 smash.
Well picked up again. Joel with a nice lob over Julian's head.
Julian's going high again.
That's just a classic textbook for Bora from Joel.
It's a very high quality rally.
It's a little bit risky when you miss that smash.
Yeah, that's been a feature of this rally. The attempt at the 3 smash, and you see the wind there, north-south, took it long.
Drags it out.
Be really careful from this north side to hit it high, but really just over the net, the wind will do the rest for you, and from the other side you can hit it into the wind and it will hold up. But as you say, those 3 smashes, when they're not going out, it's almost a free shot for the opposition. So it's,
Yeah.
it's a bit risky, but the top players tend to nail it more often than not.
Yeah, it's pretty much good night. And you know, I've noticed the pros prefer a backhand flick out than a forehand flick out. They turn their shoulder fast and snap it out.
I wouldn't know, Matt.
I've seen you hit a few forehand smashes out.
The backhand smash. Oh, there's a lovely. There we go from Julien. That's characteristic smash.
He would probably pick up, I'm going to say, 3 or 4 games over a 3-set match free with that smash. It's not free because it does have some risk, but he's probably a 95% rating on that. 9 out of 10, I'd say. And if the ball's in front of the service line, it's gone. Pretty much.
And you can't run out. The tournament rules is you can't run out, right? So that's another advantage of doing the big smash.
You can't run out. And in this day and age, you've seen with the Premier Padel Tour and the A1 Tour and all the other ones around, players, when they do kick it out, tend to get it just as often, get it back in and hit a winner off that. So it's even riskier hitting that smash. A lot of straight smashes are happening now rather than portraits.
Bit unlucky there, Phil, with his smash hitting the top of the net.
Is that the set there?
It's the set 6-2 to the Spanish. Yep.
The Spanish are really dominating now. I think they've both got weapons on both sides here.
What's your perspective, Matt, when you go down 6-2 first set? What are you telling yourself, and what are you and your partner telling yourself psychologically?
There's such a risk of being dragged down the next few games with you. You've got to really reset. And I always act like the first set was a warm-up set.
Right.
Put it behind you. You've got 3 sets here, not even a third set tiebreaker, but either way, you just need to put it behind you. What you don't want to do is have a nip at your partner, even if your partner has been playing worse than you, because from your perspective, that will always be the case, probably.
Right.
Or mine, anyway.
Well, especially when I'm playing with you, Matt. There's a good chance I am playing worse than you, for sure.
No, but you've really got to encourage your partner, and you've got to also stick to your knitting. You don't want to be trying new things. When you're down at this point, there's a risk you're going to get desperate now. It also depends on, have you been outplayed, or are you doing something that's getting you caught out each time? So, for example, if you keep going for the big smashes and they're not working, delete those. I also try and put a lot of balls back into play originally. I never come out firing in the second set, because you could end up down 4-0 the second set, then you're done. Especially in the semi-finals, these guys have to play their way back into it. And what you're looking for is a change in momentum, which happens so fast in this sport. So you want to test the other players. I'd suggest they do a little bit. I don't know. I'd be if I was a French team now, I'd be skying some high lobs, testing a bit, coming into the net, just putting a bit of pressure on them, especially on their serve.
Oof, well done. There we go.
It's a great example. It's happening right now.
They've won that first point for Phil. He was able to capitalize on a bit of a short smash from the Spanish guys and just pop it out, because the Spanish smash was too short. Again, as you said, Matt, called by Matt Burrell, a nice high lob, and that's gone out of the court. So Matt Burrell has called it a high lob from the French on point number 2 to put them 30 love up in the first game, and that ball into the wind, held up in the wind, bounced and out of the court, which is quite rare to see a lob go out right like that. But the top players can do it, but it is rare. It is.
With a bit of top spin on that ball, it can go out. Risky to leave it when you know it's going to land into the service line. It will generally go that way, but I pretty much lob every ball, Rob, so it's a pretty easy call for me to say lob the ball.
Well, you called it, second point, and in fact now Phil has followed up from his first point with a lovely 3 smash out to take them 40 love up. So 3 break points, first game.
That's exactly what they've changed momentum, like you said, buddy.
He's been hired by the French as their sports psychologist, because you've exactly called the way that they can get back into this match.
Phil's been a bit braver too, to be honest. He's taken a bit of risk on those smashes. He hasn't done that before at all in this set. He's really found his stride. Look at that. There we go. That's a big change in momentum, Robbie.
First 4 points to the French, capitalizing on maybe an initial short smash and one mistake on the last point. But then the middle 2 points, they really played that very well with the kick smash and the lob that went out. So you've called it. This is their way back in. Combination of being a little bit more aggressive and using those lobs, and psychologically I think they've
reset and they're off again.
They've reset well, which is good for the game, of course.
What we didn't talk about, Rob, was what you do when you're up the first set.
What you do when you're up the first set. Are you asking me or I'm asking you?
No, yeah. Well, we didn't talk about
Yeah, we
that
didn't talk
because
about that.
from
Yeah,
their perspective, what
yeah.
they haven't done is they haven't locked in. They've done what all of us do. Once you put a set away, you just keep thinking you're travelling okay. You don't change anything. You get a bit lazy, let's call it, potentially.
A little bit of complacency.
Psychologically
perhaps.
complacent.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're on the back end of a break straight up the bat and momentum shifting. New balls too, Rob. Just got.
And the French winning this first point again. I think it's also hard. I'm not saying it's necessarily happened here, but when you play and you play well, but the opposition don't play so well, you might get a bit complacent. Then they raise your game, and if you stay at the same level or dip, obviously, then things can turn around very quickly. So you almost have to stay at the same level or get even better. Not assume that what you've done in the first set will be enough for the rest of the match.
That's exactly it. It's almost like you need to reset yourself. And a lot of people put a lot more mental effort, psychological effort into the last part of a set, the business end of a set, 4-all, 5-4, tiebreakers, etc. That's when people start really focusing and locking in and just have a tendency, even at this level, to let things go early on in the set. Just go through the motions. It's a risky business doing that as well.
And the French have lifted. They've won the first 6 points of the second set. 7 points now, so they're 40 love up on serve.
Fist pump from Julian too. Confidence is growing.
Yeah.
Feeling like he wants to be in the final here. They've come a long way, these gentlemen, to play this. At this point, nobody really wants to head home.
Ooh, that one nearly sat up for Julian, but
absolutely savage.
Yeah.
That's another. We were talking about before, when the ball does not go out and you attempt it, it's pretty much point over at this level. It's not
still 40-15 with Julien Sorin on serve in the second game of the second set. The French certainly making a good start to the second set. Ooh.
Detected your French accent kick in there again, Rob. You're a man of many languages, aren't you?
What's the saying?
Atypical for a Brit or an Aussie.
Dress where you want to be. You know, I can at least get by with the odd sort of, you know, ordering cafe, asking where the beach is, you know, that kind of thing.
Dress where you want to be.
Dress where you want to be. I like that one.
That's a good tagline for all of us.
Or fake it till you make it.
That one too.
It's a very important point here. It's 40-30 to the French. Epic, pretty good net play there, interchange net play.
Wow.
Fantastic rally here. This is about a 30-shot rally now. It's still live. Oh, it's not live anymore. It's now 40-all, which takes it to golden point. And again, if we're talking about the psychology of the sport, very important, this one, always important. But this is the difference between 1-all and 2-0 to the French at this point.
They say it's not a break till you consolidate the break.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
This is going to be a real tester now for the French here. Who's receiving that ball over there, Rob?
Point. It looks like it's going to Joel. Yep, Joel is elected to receive. So the juice court. Lovely serve. And the return is long from Joel. So the French do indeed take a 2-0 lead in the second set. Tough those golden points, aren't they, Matt?
They are. Your partner won't like that.
I don't know about you, but I'm always on the wrong end of them. I'm convinced. But then again, I'm always convinced I'm on the wrong end of the cage. So maybe it's just, you know, good players make their own luck, and the opposite is also true. Perhaps.
That's hilarious. I've had many a battle with you, buddy. You don't give up is an issue the opposition have playing you. You will not give up. You'll die first before you give
like
up.
A headless chicken. So the first serve there from Guillaume has been dumped into the net, unfortunately, from Julien. So that gives the Spanish pair a 15-love lead. And nice lob there from Phil. And looks like the wind perhaps maybe has changed, because that lob took from south to north.
Yeah, it did. That can happen. Normally in the afternoons, the wind does swing around. Being a surfer, I know it ruins our surf at Byron Bay when it goes to a northerly later in the afternoon.
Do you ever surf with Mr. Dan Frizzer there in Byron?
Ah, Dan Frizzer, yes. I often see him
In the
up
coffee
at the local coffee shop at Newbar. Then
He's a big surfer.
we do talk surf,
Yeah.
and he's coming in barefoot as usual, as I am. And I've never had a surf with him though. I'm not a great surfer, to be honest. Fans might find that hard to believe, but I'm an actually horrible surfer.
Yeah. Matt is, of course, very modest, so we can assume he's pretty decent.
No, I'm a longboarder because it's my anti-shark device in Byron Bay. No one's ever been taken by a shark before with a longboard in the history of the world, according to
Good knowledge. Oh, off the grate there.
Matt GPT.
Nice
only.
from Guillaume.
Great work from
Shot
Guillaume.
off the grate.
Jesus, quick, isn't he, around the court, Guillaume?
Yeah, fantastic movement. The elite players, it's what you notice, right? The movement is just so crisp and, you know, concise and efficient.
And the recovery when they're out of position.
Yeah.
We flail around getting back into the centre spot again.
Yeah,
These
the
guys
shot that would be impossible for us is actually normal for them, kind of thing.
What's happening on the other centre court?
It's 2-1. Sorry, yeah, 2-1. The other court is 5-all now, so 6-4 to the Spanish and 5-all and golden point. So this again, if the previous golden point in our match was big, this one is even bigger. 5-all, golden point. This is massive because the Spanish won 6-4 and the Dutch have come back to 5-all, and looks like they're on serve.
That's a break, Rob.
Yeah, wow.
And they'll be serving it out now, will they?
Yep,
attempting to serve it out.
will serve for
The
the
match.
6-4, 6-5. So of course they'll serve now, and the Dutch will be desperate to bring it back to force that tie-break.
That's Sergio and Pablo out on the other court, which you can tune into on the other FIP live channel through YouTube. We don't do commentary over there, but it is live over there. Julian and Joep de Kroon.
Yep, they've looked good this tournament. I've seen their matches a little bit. They've looked pretty strong. Obviously now, you know, fighting to stay in the tournament. But high quality match there again.
They took out the #1 seeds, I think, Sergio and Pablo, didn't they, yesterday in the quarters?
Very fine margins, of course, at this level, isn't it? Once you get to 6-4, you know, 6-5.
Things just move so fast, momentum-wise. Did you play a bit of tennis before you were into?
Yeah, a little bit of tennis and a little bit of squash.
You found your perfect sport then?
Yeah, paddle, exactly. Well, I've just picked up bad habits from both, so I'm going to try and correct all of those before I become a decent paddle player. So quite a nice lob there from Joel, and that pushed Phil into an awkward smash, which unfortunately he put into the net. So now that leads to love 15 in the fourth game of the second set. And unfortunately, Julien now has also made a volley error, so it's now love 30.
Joel receiving.
Love 30, Joel receiving. Interesting return of serve. They tried to sort of boast it, if I can use that squash term, off the glass. Not a very high percentage shot.
No, I think he got caught
Yeah.
late with it, and that's the only option he had at that point. And then it's.
I've seen that in my friends group, but it doesn't tend to be a very high high risk shot. It's a nice lob there. Now what's the wind going to do? It's going to bring it back. Phil.
These guys are so crisp on the volleys, aren't they?
That lob might be too long. Yes, again the wind has changed, and Phil is actually quite surprised by that. So he's just unfortunately learning about the changing winds condition. He was very surprised that lob was taken long with the wind.
3 break points here now, Rob.
Oof. Wow.
With the golden point, and we've got Joel receiving. Let's see if we can get in front of this ball on the first serve. And
there we go. Oh, well done.
wow, he stepped into that and taken control. Has Joel.
Yeah, nicely done from Joel, setting up that point quite well, and he stepped into the net, as you said, and finished the volley very effectively to bring it back to 2-all. So the Spanish have erased that early deficit that they faced, and would be feeling, look at the body language, pretty confident now on serve, but it is still on serve. Oh, effective play from the Spanish. Now in this game on serve, taking the net, which is, as we know, is key to effective paddle, isn't it, Matt? To take that net. at whatever level you're playing at.
It is. There's a 70% chance of winning the point when you're on the net. So it's
statistic, yeah.
Yep,
Wow.
I may have made that up, but it sounds about right.
It's a true fact. You made it up yourself. And 15 all.
Wow, that's massive.
Oh, wow. Okay, excellent smash from Guillaume, putting a lot of pressure on Phil, and his return went into the net.
What's Phil saying here? Referee's out and about.
You know what Phil's telling? Some intervention from Phil. We might try and grab him and find out. Yeah, so it seems that, just check with Michael here, it's a foot, it's a warning for foot fault. Phil has stepped in and warned Joel about foot faulting.
It's a fine line, these foot faults. You'll find most players land at the exact same time.
Right.
He's corrected that then, that's for sure. He's back in business.
That's gone long. Again, French struggling a little with the wind.
It can really mess you up psychologically when someone says you're foot faulting.
Yeah, yeah.
Not because it just means he'll hesitate now before he serves. Well, he's
seemed to have
taken
impacted him because he has taken that game.
Done the opposite.
We'll just try and grab Phil and confirm that was a...
Phil's confirmed it is a foot fault situation. Nothing gets past odd eagle eyes Phil over there, does it?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And
It would
well
take
done, Joel, though, because it didn't, as you said, it didn't impact him psychologically. He was able to power through that game and win it to 15.
a frailer player would have argued back and really got himself caught up in that rather than just focusing on.
I probably would have smashed my racket and then my replacement racket and then my replacement racket, and you've been kicked out of the tournament.
Code violation twice.
But not
and out you
everyone
go.
is me, so that's fine. Joel dealt with that very well.
Joel did.
And they're 3-2 up now, but it's still on serve. French taking a little bit of time. I think this might be one of those games, Matt, do you feel where just not quite going your way, but if you battle through, it can turn around.
I feel like it's like Wednesday, hump day, in the week for work.
Get to 1 o'clock.
You feel like it's a pretty important day. You can get lazy in the middle of the week, and that's what it is like in the set. We're at 3-2 at the moment in the middle of the set, and you can really just lose yourself a little bit in here. And if you don't be careful, things go missing fast. On the other court, just quickly, the Dutch have lost to the Spanish.
Well
Spanish are celebrating, rightfully so, into the finals. Huge points on the line for them here, so that's fantastic.
Well done to the Spanish there. Pretty epic victory, 6-4, 7-5.
And they'll meet the winner of this match, Rob, which is going to be interesting.
French winning first point, 15 love.
Wow, that's good hands.
Fantastic defending. Julian at the back puts in a nice lob. Oh yeah, Joel there with that attempted sort of a bandeja, was it, or a rulo? A bandeja, I think.
Yeah, it was a very slow bandeja. I think the issue there was when you got a righty and a lefty, Rob, you look at each other when the lob. You've got to have it play for a long time together to figure out who takes what lob, because you both can't strike it, obviously.
A little unsure. Oh, that's a net cord there from Joel. But
what the players tend to do, Rob, is from the diagonal it comes from, if your diagonal, it's coming from your diagonal, you take the lob. Is what the basic way of doing it is. Every player does it a bit differently.
Okay, request from Guillaume to lower the music, which is fair enough.
Hasn't played in Australia before.
We're not in Ibiza in the middle of the summer.
Although you'd think we would be, judging by the festival atmosphere outside right now, all part of the summer of paddle in Australia.
Oh, well done. Fantastic from Guillaume there. He responded to pretty aggressive smash from Julien by just getting a racket on it and sending it down the line for a winner. So that's a very impressive shot there from Guillaume. And still 40-15 to the French.
think the music's gone up louder.
I think they've
Done the opposite to what he's asked for.
That's like me in the Sydney restaurant when I asked them to turn it down, they turn it up. They're like, get out of here, Grandpa. You know, what are you doing here? What are you doing at the Bondi Hotel?
What we can't have is getting worked up about the music in any case. He's just got to really focus.
Yeah. I think there's.
But he's going back to the music again.
No, he's happy now.
Oh, is he?
All right. Maybe he wants some Oasis or Coldplay. I don't know. Like
nomadic.
The nomadic. Yeah, get some nomadic on.
Fair enough.
The nomadic band, exactly. Now,
being Spanish, they would be down at Ibiza all through summer, I'd imagine, these boys. Bit of Bob Sinclair, DJing.
Again, Julien a little disappointed with himself there, dumping a backhand in the net on the first point of the 7th game.
This is what I was talking about, the 3-2 situation.
Yeah.
You're not concentrating. There's a lot going on. Ibiza scenes outside. Wind flying around. You really get if you've got any form of ADHD, you're going to be distracted right now.
That's why I'm surprised you asked me to commentate, Matt. Like,
well, you and I together.
I'm amazed how long I've actually focused. It's incredible.
I thought 2 ADHDs, we'll go in so many tangents, we'll tie ourselves in knots, will be great.
Start talking about the snooker. But there are a few distractions here for the players. You've obviously got the wind, which is swirling. You've got the music, which they've made a request. I can't tell from headphones if it's gone down or not, but music is still there. And you've also got the foot fault call last game on Joel.
That's a good point.
And it might be contributing to a few errors because we're seeing an unusual amount of shots being dumped in the net from bandejas and from returns of serve. We know Matty B has a rule: every return of serve in. No compromise on that.
No compromise on that,
Robbie. Every return serve in and every first serve in, right? And only 3 errors per set.
1 error per set.
1 error. Wow, it's gone down. I never managed any one of those 3, but it's a good goal to have. It always stuck in my mind when you gave me that advice.
3 per sets with like the learner permit, the starting package, and then you move up from there, if you can.
Wow, 1 error per set.
Which Ngotto's got a match going at the moment.
Oh, he slipped there, Joel. He slipped, but he's got back to it and sent a very impressive high lob.
This ball's flying around out there,
Julien.
Robbie.
Oh,
well, what a block.
Wow. Fantastic rally. Just some great defence from both players.
That's fired him up, Rob. Yeah. He's back in business, I reckon, now.
Joel,
he needed that.
For those listening, Joel slipped mid-court, recovered, sent a beautiful lob, and ended up winning the point through some epic scrambling there, I would describe that as. And some final aggression at the net to win that point. And that brings us to a golden point at 3-all. Golden point. Again, pretty vital, this one. For the break of serve.
Again, looking for the run forward.
Oh, wow.
Off his hand.
So he's able to capitalise there. Phil not able to send the ball out in the smash. Joel was able to recover and send an awkward ball, which Julien could only push into the grate. So the Spanish win that 4-3. Still on serve. Mr. Glenn Silver walking past, an epic veteran of the club. Good to see active participation here from the Sydney audience. Big crowd here today, Matt.
Massive crowd, and Glenn Silver is Padel royalty around here at Indoor Padel, isn't he? He's been here for a long time.
He is.
Always quick to crack a joke.
Don't let him.
Being a South African.
Don't let him get in your head. He will. You know, I told him banter turns to bullying. I told him that. Don't let him get in your head. Yeah. I
spoke to Glenn today, actually, talking of Glenn, about the 55 plus division developing for next year in the Australian Padel Tour, the prestigious Australian Padel Tour. So we're going to add a new grouping in to keep the older fellas happy.
That's an excellent idea. There's some very good players over 55.
There are.
And I'm creeping up there, but I'm neither a good player nor 55, but I'll keep it in mind. But you've got Ivan and Glenn, and there's quite a few, I think, in that category, over 55.
Ivan Reznikov, of course, an Aussie croc in the 55 plus division, played for Australia in Las Vegas and Alicante, and did well. 12th in total we got to there in the World Championships, which was the best result for us so far. We're an older nation in Australia, basically. We all come from tennis. There's not one player that's come straight to paddle all the way through, I don't think. Young David might be an example.
Yes.
Local David.
Yes. Yeah, he's coming along. He's been a bit injured lately, but he's only 14, 15. He's got time.
He's got
time to work on his game. So now 3-4. The Spanish are up 4-3. French serving. Phil is serving. And
we're on serve, aren't we?
On serve. Oof.
Wow.
Wow. Brilliant shot down the line there from Joel.
Joel, yeah, we saw the golden wrist from Finland in action. Dom's partner. That was fairly
game.
That would have been the silver wrist, I'd imagine.
I had to score that game. I felt even more nervous than I do today commentating, because I was scoring on the matchy and on the physical scoring, so there's a lot of pressure. But I got through it. I got through it by thinking, well, the players are also keeping the score, so it's not the end of the world. But
they'll let you know.
Fuck that up, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse my French for those listening.
Fudge that up.
I fudged it up. Lovely rally here.
It's hard to hit down on that ball when it's high like that. Federer-esque.
Oh, wow.
Beller-esque, I should say.
15 all? No, it's 15 all now. 30-15 to the French in game 8. 3-4 down, so obviously a pretty crucial couple of points coming up. They'll want to secure this game, bring it back to 4 all. Julien with the smash. Lovely lob. Oh, fantastic rally here at the net here.
Just the hands on these guys, incredible.
Wow. And the wind is playing havoc, because that has picked that ball up on the lob from Joel and sent it long. Brings us to 40-15 now. Both players trying to dominate the net, which is leading some very enterprising net play from both pairs. Oh, they've called that long, interestingly enough. Now,
is Phil on that?
Phil's stepping in again. And I wonder if again it's the foot fault call.
He is.
It is a foot fault call, so he's being...
Had a good chat with Phil about this yesterday.
If not fair, because both pairs have been warned for foot faulting. And what was Phil saying? You've got some information for us?
Yeah, I have.
French take the 8th game, 4 all?
Phil was watching a match and we're discussing the if the foot lands on the court at the same time as the ball is exact the same time as the ball is being striked, it's not a foot fault. It's got to be in front of the ball. You can do it at the same time.
Well done, Julien.
Oh,
but he's gone out. So that, in fact, Phil keeping a very close eye on this one.
So what you can do on that, you can go out, as long as you hit the ball first, you can go out and come back in again. But I think you touched the net as you went past. I think Phil's on top of this right now. I think they're enjoying having Phil here, everybody now. They're all appealing to him. It's a bit like cricket now.
Absolutely.
Appealing to the umpire.
They've all turned into Marnus Labuschagne for cricket fans, appealing everything. Julien, well, bad luck, Julien. And again, I think the wind played havoc there, because normally you'd expect him to hit that off the glass, but he was not able to connect with the ball, because I think it took a bit of a turn at the last minute. And that's 30 love now to the Spanish 4 all. Now this lob is going to be a good one. Bajada from Julien. Excellent rally here at 30 all. Good scrambling from the French. Wow, fantastic play. Fantastic play there from Phil. Scrambling hard. And once he picked up the drop shot at the net, then following that up with an outstanding volley down the line. 40-30 to the French. Oh, but that's a brilliant shot from Joel, sending the ball down the line, and it's dying on the back glass. Phil not able to flick it back. Some very high quality points now. 40-15 to the Spanish. First, that's a fault. Second serve, 40-15, 4 all. Joel serving to Julien. Too long though. It's gone long. And that brings it to 40-30, Matt. So again, very tense couple of points coming up here. 40-30 to the Spanish, 4 all. Joel serving to Phil. He's gone for a very high lob. I think that was a fault.
Phil's all over this.
Oh, is it? Oh, was that a foot fault? Called a foot fault? Because the serve looked good to me, so there's some controversy here.
Lifts the leg up. Last second, and a foot up to make sure.
Wow.
But that really has put him off now, I think. It's interesting now. What have we got
Golden
here now?
point.
Golden point.
It's golden point.
Massive point here. 4-all. This is about as big as it's got so far in this match.
Yep.
Serving to
That's
Phil.
brilliant. That's a fantastic.
Wow.
Well done from
Dug
Joel.
his way out of that.
Dug his way out. And Phil would be disappointed because, as you say, Matt, no such thing as a good serve. But that was a pretty good serve. Phil not able to return it. What do you mean when you say no such thing as a good serve in paddle?
What I mean by that is when you see the pros at the proper level at the Premier Padel, no one's ever said that's a great serve and clap their hands.
Yeah.
So what I believe it's a cop-out when you are receiving a ball, if you're at any decent sort of level at all, you're receiving the ball and then you make a bad return and you say good serve, you're really taking responsibility off yourself for not hitting a good return and then trying to compliment the server. The other problem with it is you're also fluffing up the server and giving them confidence by saying great serve, and then they want to do it again. And then your partner says to you, hey dude, you just didn't make a good return. And now you're encouraging the partner to keep doing that against me and you. There's no such thing as a good serve. If you're a B-level player in Australia or Fiji, Tonga, or not a paddle playing nation, that's fine. There is a good serve. But at the professional level, the idea is you want to serve and get net position because the 70% stat, which may be off by a couple of percent, means that you're in box seat first up on your serve, and that's the real advantage of serving. It's got nothing to do with hitting a good serve in the first place. In fact, you should hit a nice deep serve, normally to the backhand or into the side glass. And as the coach Harvey said to me yesterday, here when he was talking to myself and the great Pat Rafter, giving Pat some advice on serving, you just want to make sure you serve and have the receiving player who's receiving your serve be on the back foot, not the front foot. That's the key point of the serve.
Get the first serve in.
Because, which means high first serve percent's the other important thing, not where the serve really goes.
That lob from Joel, all the players now struggling with the wind because he's hit what he perceives to be quite a good lob. The wind has taken it, and it's about 2 foot out on the lengthwise. So the wind is quite tricky for all the players. Excellent rally here, getting into 10, 12 shots, 14 shots. He's called that out there.
Phil was right on that.
And I think it was out, and Joel has accepted that call to bring us to 30 love now. And for international viewers, cop-out means excuse, right? So
it does, that's a good point.
So if what Matt's saying, if I understand correctly, is if you receive the ball and you don't return it, and you say good serve, that's a cop-out, it's an excuse. You should always be able to get the serve back.
It irritates me to death when that happens.
And I can say that from personal experience because I've been with Matt when I've said good serve. And Matt said, if you want to play on my court, you better not say that again.
I did. Well, I may have said it something like that.
I realised this is not a social game. I need to wake up and switch on.
That's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh, but probably fair.
No, it was good. It was good. It woke me up.
Well, just psychologically, why would you give the other team a leg up by doing that? Leg up, another Aussie colloquial term, meaning an advantage. In doing that. Just accept. I'm all about self-responsibility.
I love that.
If you can't hit the return off the serve, you shouldn't be on the court with those guys. Basically, pick a new group to play with, and then all say good serve to each other when you miss serves together. That's also okay.
So unfortunately, Julien has hit that serve long. I think that brings us to, I'm not sure that score is correct. I think we're around 40-15 maybe. Or I think we might be 30-15 because
it's a rare air swing.
I think we're now down to 40-15. 40-15 with Julien serving to Joel. Very well done there. Very well done from Julien.
Wow. This is a couple of unforced errors are creeping in, aren't they, Rob?
4-5 down, 6-2 down. always a tough game to serve, and I thought Julien handled that pretty effectively.
He did. He's probably the most experienced player on the court here today.
5-all.
He would have the best ranking amongst these guys, I think.
Let's keep an eye on the lobs from there. They might have found the length a bit more for the lobs. Well done there.
I didn't absolutely.
Still live this point. Well done, and it's still live. Oh, and Phil's done a great job there to scramble. I really appreciate that, but it was too low for him at the back, so the Spanish have jumped out to a 15-love lead. You'll appreciate that, Matt, a scrambled effort in vain.
You should appreciate that, because that's exactly what you do and drive us all crazy. We could never finish the point with you.
Phil can claim a moral victory there.
Wow.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, it's gone out.
A little Pat Rafter-esque topspin volley, which is not seen very commonly on the paddle courts around the world. Stretch topspin volley.
Love to Spain now.
Yeah, it should be a...
Wow.
That's gone.
Fantastic shot from Joel, free smash. And at 30 love, that's a very effective shot.
Ball's getting a bit fluffier now too,
yep.
Rob, so the risk of hitting them out
and the wind
is greater with the new balls.
A little bit. Well, now it's back. Just as I said that, commentator's curse, the wind has come back. Brilliant from Phil there.
Wow.
Jumping in, excellent instincts.
Steps in for a dry volley right through
40-15.
Guillaume. It's a chisel volley from Guillaume. Chisel volley from Joel.
Fantastic from Phil.
Phil's really stepped up, hasn't he?
He has. And his instinct when he gets a chance for the three smash is quite impressive. Not just the three smash, but as you said, that sort of sweeping volley at the net to finish the point. It's been very effective. Oh, that's unlucky from Julien.
It's a rare miss from him too. That was bread and butter for someone of his quality. But the stress is starting to sink in a bit here as all the players realise at the business end of the second set.
6-2, 6-5 now to the Spanish pair. So they're only one game away from clinching a spot in the final, and you'd have to say on the basis of the match so far, well deserved the lead for the Spanish pair.
I think so, Rob. On balance, I
Joel
think they've been
Guillaume.
the better team overall so far. But I see Phil leading the charge. He's got great body language out there. We're watching him out the change of ends. He's revving up Julien, reassuring him that we're still in this and we've got a good shot of turning this around very fast. In fact, they're only a game or two away themselves of being in the third set battle. I like also watching the psychology of who gets on the court first. Rob?
Guillaume is straight back out.
It shows a sign of confidence.
Having a quick look over to the DJ again. So maybe slightly on his mind, the music, but he seems to be happy with the volume now. Or maybe
it's not his favourite track.
Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Yeah, Cruel Summer is on. So no, I don't recognise it. It's random techno house music. So could just be an issue of taste as well as volume.
That's a good point.
Now they're back on court, but in a, you wouldn't say in a very energetic manner, quite a chilled, maybe conserving energy with the heat.
Yeah.
Quite smart. Not running out like you or I might do, or I might do.
No, I prefer to maybe get in their faces a bit and take it to them, but more like the Vuk style.
Yes, I do appreciate that. It's not
famous
for
Australian player.
I do. Even if I did have to be destroyed by him in the first round here, a very unfortunate experience.
Oh, you got Vuked?
Well, yes.
He's got an incredible two-handed backhand.
What I thought was quite a nice lob was just disappearing out of the court on a regular basis. So had to put that away.
What about his two-hander flick?
Fantastic.
Did he flick a few past you?
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic player. And with Ross, deadly combination.
Ross Taylor, one of the greats of Australian paddle.
Oh, well done then, Julien. Capitalising on a short smash and sending it straight into Joel, promptly apologising. Nice to see that sportsmanship on display, isn't it, Matt? You don't always see that in sport.
No, a bit of etiquette always goes a long way down here in Australia. They say we don't have that many manners in this country, but I feel like we've
working on it.
learned a few from the mothership of England. But quite the French level, though, I don't think. Finishing school level. Very clever volley there from Guillaume.
Oh, that's unlucky there.
This is getting interesting now, mate. Where are we at now?
Yeah, 30-15 to Guillaume and Joel. So they're two points away, essentially, from a finals berth. So near and yet so far, you might say.
15:30, is it?
15:30, yeah.
Yeah,
The French serving.
Oh, they've got the net now too.
That's gone long there.
It's sailed.
That's gone long.
Wow, that was a big point. It's okay.
Huge point.
Partner's coming over to either berate / console his partner. Bit of a combo of all, I'd imagine.
He might be saying there's no such thing as a good serve.
Très bien.
High quality volley, high quality rally here. Joel at the back. And pushing Guillaume back again. Phil with the Bahada to keep the net. Trying to keep the net at this point. And now the Spanish.
Wow.
Again, their customary aggression has.
Are we match point now?
Net, and we're now at match point.
This is interesting.
So 30-40. In fact, 2 match points.
2 match points for the short juice.
If it gets to golden, it's a short juice
format. Let's go here.
It's going to be tough for the French now.
Field to serve, great return. Guillaume. Now it's on Julian's. Oh, wow. Oh, that's it.
Well, that's it. That's it.
Wow, what a volley out of that.
Was that a net cord? I think it was a net cord. No?
Just dived over.
Well done.
Did what he had to do to get the point done.
Yep.
That's a big victory.
Huge.
Over the
6-2-7-5.
number 2 seeds. They've come a long way, Joel and Guillaume. That's fantastic paddle out there.
What do you think was the difference for them in that match, Matt?
I just think Guillaume's a very crafty player, knows what to do, when to do it, doesn't miss many balls, just rolls it through, and just he's so super fast. So they both got the net, as we talked about, very efficiently today. So I think it was a good all-round win, well-deserved win.
Yep, I agree.
We might take a short break now, Rob, and we'll be back for the ladies' final.
Fantastic.
Next up to bat. They're having a break now because of the fairly obviously need restriction for some recovery time between matches. They'll be on at what time
the
are the
players
ladies?
As well as the commentators, Matt?
It's what time will the ladies be on then? Just asking. 3:15 the ladies are on. Okay, ladies are on at 3:15. Local Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time.
Yep.
Confusing to everyone else in the world and us.
I mean, because we've got got the heat, and you've got the cognitive demands and the physical demands, and it's been quite tough. But enough about the commentators. The players also need a rest, don't they?
But I'll see you back on soon. See you at 3:15, everyone.
That's good.
And look forward to catching up with you then.